fall, in the spring when you first decided to come back, you said that you had a discussion with Urban and the coaching staff about just kind of like what your role would be if you did decide to give it another run. And you said that you were anticipating more carries. And maybe part of the reason for that is JT's not carrying it as much as he did last year, but you had a huge game on Saturday, and I was just wondering, do you feel like that is what you had in mind when you had that discussion with them?
Yeah, most definitely. I was doing a lot of that stuff in practice since I've been here. I just haven't had a chance to really. I have chances to show in the game, I just haven't yet. And I feel like the conversation I had with Coach Meyer, it made me feel comfortable with making my decision to come back, and so far it was a good decision.
Mike, how close were you to leaving? Did it get to that point where you thought you might not be back?
Yeah, it was really 50-50. I was thinking of the reasons why I should leave, thinking of why I should stay. I just feel like me staying was more reason to stay to leave. So,
Mike, what were some of the reasons to leave?
Not getting the carries that I expected. Not getting opportunities. Really, that's really the most part right there. Not getting opportunities.
Mike, any of those plays that you couldn't have done last year when you were still coming back from your injuries? Any of those touchdowns?
It took me almost the whole season to get to how I felt before I got injured. So I took each game. I think a few games I had like 3, 4 carries, 5 carries here, but I wasn't myself there. But I eventually got going towards the end of the year, but by that time the season was over with. So
even in your red shirt freshman year, though, we didn't see some of those. Like that first touchdown, you make a guy miss, things like that. We didn't see all of that. Is that just the progression of you as a player, or is that something you had that just hadn't come out yet?
Yeah, it's just watching film, getting better as a player, seeing what I need to work on, and attacking it as hard as I can in the off season, and it showed me getting better at that. So,
Mike, when you illustrated some of the reasons for leaving with Coach Meyer during the off season while making that decision, what was that conversation like? I'm sure you had to bluntly say, "Look, Coach, I'm not getting the ball as much as I want to." And you had to be real about it because you're making a life decision. So how did he take that? And can you give me some insight on what that was kind of like in terms of his response?
He was just telling me I had to come in and compete. Anywhere I go, I'm going to have to compete. If I was going to the NFL, I'm going to have to compete. And that's all I want. I just wanted a chance to compete. And he told me that with JT not being here, it's going to be a lot more load on the running backs. And that's all I wanted to hear was if I got a chance to compete and opportunity to get the ball, then that's all I need.
What was it like that? I know it's really insane but what do you see in the records? Do they look like they are continuing to improve as a team?
Most definitely. Last year they was pretty decent, and they actually better than they was last year. So they getting better each year. So I think Coach Ash doing a good job over here.
Was it good to have your head coach back today?
Yeah, it felt good. It's like he never left, really.
What was practice like with him out there?
The same. He was just, his head was forward, and he didn't bring none of that stuff up. His job was to coach, and that's what he did today.
Did you talk to him yesterday?
Yesterday? Yeah. I stopped by his office. Yeah.
Do you feel like there was a different energy with him back at practice?
No, it's really, we're out there in practice, we're really hot today. So.
Mike, as a player, I'm sure that one of the leaders of this team that you were reading all about what was going on while it was going on. Did you feel the need or desire to talk to him about his perspective on things? Were players asking him questions? What was it like? Was there a discussion period with the team or a meeting or anything that he kind of just addressed what was going on?
Well, I think he just told us his story, basically what happened for people that wasn't aware, but we all was aware. And after that, he just moved forward and went on to talk about football camp and stuff like that. And he really he didn't hop on it at all. His whole demeanor would just get past him.
Right. Talking to Coach Day yesterday, he mentioned how you guys are splitting series because of that tempo. As a running back, he mentioned the magic number of between 6 and 8. Is that a moment when you guys feel like you get you sense the energy depleting a little bit because you've been out there so long and you have to go boom, 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 essentially with the plays?
Oh yeah. Especially how fast we're going. We went a lot faster than we did last year. So I say around 6 or 8 plays. That's any player though, really. Well, that's running around like receivers and running backs. So I say guys started to feel a little drained around there. So.
You
you've had a month to obviously acclimate to all of that, so I'm sure there were a lot of practice sessions in there that were extra taxing. Do you feel like it's something that you and JK are going to get better at, knowing how to prepare for those situations where you're going to be out there 7-8 plays without coming off, and knowing that like about every 20 seconds you're going to be running another play?
Yeah, we have a lot of drills that's upbeat, tempo, to train us for that. I think Coach Dave did a good job of getting them drills ready for us, and I think we'll be ready for this ass.
Mike, do you think you got enough carries? Were you happy? I think you ran about 15 times. I mean, would you prefer to get the ball more?
When the coach called my number, I just got to be ready. That's really all I have to do.
To you and JK, I mean, obviously he was the first one out, but does that matter who takes the first snap, or is it just about workload for you?
I'll probably say workload. He went out first, and he got his share, and I got mine. Man, that's all you can ask for.
And going back to the tempo, do you guys like that? I mean, knowing that you have to be in shape, you got to be able to run through, multiple plays in a row. Is, for a running back's perspective, is that something you guys enjoy?
Yeah. Sometimes you get tired, and you got to push through, but the defense is tired as well. So that's the advantage we're trying to get the defense moving, get them discombobulated, and it actually help us execute plays because they're tired or they're not set and stuff like that. So I'll be tired for that.
Like doing the math on this, how many snaps unofficially you ended up playing and how many touches you got. It was something like 2 of every 3 times you got the ball. I know you won some opportunities. I know that's not going to happen every day when you get those carries, but what does it mean to you knowing that you're not going to be on the field every time? Obviously you and JK are going to be splitting that opportunities, but that they trust you that at least in some games more often than not, you're the ones getting the football.
What was the question?
I guess in terms of that split carry, how much does that extra rest help you really build up to that next drive, knowing that you're essentially going to be relied on probably to get the ball more when you're on the field versus in some cases when JK does, and then other games vice versa. How do you prepare for that?
You gotta be prepared for it all the time. You on the sideline, he can get tired. He wave his hand. You gotta always keep your head on the swivel. You never really know. Because he can be hot and he can keep going, or I can be hot and I can keep going, or I can get tired. You gotta be on your toes at all times.
Any friendly competition out there between the two of you guys? So you
You
can get a
love
little
it,
more in
Mikey.
each game, or not really?
Never really talked about it. He's just doing what he can. Tell the team win. I'm doing what I can.
Is there anything that you guys help each other with, particularly like something you helped JK with, something he might have helped you with?
Yeah. When he first got here, he actually picked up on the plays really fast to be a freshman, and so it wasn't really that hard to get him to understand the play and stuff like that. But just take him under my wing, show him the ropes, show him around campus, and I did my part on that. And sometimes when I forget plays or I need to ask him a question, and he have no problem with me with that too.
When you talked about that 50-50 decision to come back or leave, what were the driving factors to reasons you came back?
Not having a running quarterback, being healthy this time around, different play calls and stuff like that. Not being ready yet to maturely and physically to go yet, stuff like that.
Hey Mike, when you look at this offense, sorry if you've been asked this, but was the tempo kind of what you guys expected out of the gate, especially going into the season opener?
Yeah, we have drills, just straight tempo, so it trained us to be ready for that. Our goal is to go fast, to get the defensive guys tired, and get them unset, because that's when big plays come.
Is that a difference from what you guys ran last year? Was there a major difference between them?
Probably not a major difference, but just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
Last question.
do you feel like, was that kind of the starting point for you guys against Oregon State this week? Can you guys go faster?
I think we can. We actually run a lot of plays in a short amount of time, and I think we ran like 91 plays or something like that. So we move pretty fast. If we go faster than that, that's crazy.